Well, I'm up in Canuck Basin for the second time this year. I went up earlier in the spring, probably April, May, right around May. There's still some snow left up here at that point. And I haven't had a chance to come back. I've been wanting to come up here and maybe get a little drone footage and also see if I could locate the trail that I saw that goes to Copper Lake. So we are out on a multi-purpose ride, mostly because I just want to be here. Secondly, want to get a few miles on these E07s so that I can do a proper subjective review as to how they feel on this bike, and also try to compare them with the Continental TKC80 tires that I had on here until last week. Gets pretty chilly when you hit these stretches here in the shade. These are the parts of this road that the snow doesn't go away on until fairly late in the spring. Anyway, that's what we're up to today. I've got video recording on my Sony X3000 and hoping that will come out pretty good. I probably need to stop in a while and check that battery, and then when I find the right spot, we'll get the drone out, get a couple of little flights with the drone. So far, I think the E07 is a nice tire. It is maybe slightly better in my opinion, and this is very subjective. And also keep in mind that the freshest thing in my mind about the Continentals is the last few months, where the tread was certainly not worn down to the wear bars, and I can give you some pictures, but the tread was definitely worn down enough, obviously, that I was ready to replace the tire. So that's the stuff that's... Ooh. Ah, boy, that was quite a bump. Anyway, that's the information that's the most fresh in my mind. And here we go. That's the road. We're just going to pretend like we're a truck and trailer. Zip right on around. Nifty, huh? So, anyway, pretty sure this is the road I was looking for that gets me up near Copper Lake. What was I saying? Oh, anyway, so the TKC80 tires were definitely worn, but not worn out. These are, of course, brand spanking new. And so, the freshest things in my mind are the TKC80 at its probably worst, on its way out, and the E07s. I don't know if they're quite at their best yet. I don't know if I have enough miles on them to have them truly scrubbed in, but anyway, at their maximum tread depth. So far, I think in the gravel, the E07s, I'm going to give them a slight edge in the gravel. The TKC80 front tire had a tendency to kind of grab, and it wasn't bad once you kind of got used to it. It's not like it threw you anywhere, but it would grab and you just feel like it was going to rip the bike out from under you, just because boom, it just grabbed that traction. The E07s are smoother in that respect. They feel more consistent when I'm in the gravel. They've still got good grip, but they're not pulling you around. I've been through some fairly deep gravel, been on dirt like this. Pavement, of course, is no problem for either of those tires. I might give the E07s a slight edge on pavement as well because of the profile of the tire. I feel like I can lean it over a little bit farther and still have some good grip, and also the profile is a little bit different. Trying to think back even when the 80s were new, I think that they were a little less smooth or a little more flippy when you would pop it into a curve. You know, you do a little bit of counter steer there. It would drop right into that curve, almost fall right into it. And again, as long as you're expecting that, I don't really see a problem with it. These are a little smoother, and I think they feel more stable once you drop the bike over to the drop. I shouldn't use that word. At any rate, once you tip the bike to the angle that you want to go around that curve, it seems pretty steady there. And I would say going straight forward, it takes more to knock these tires off their axis than the 80s and possibly even the factory tires. A little harder to say about the factory tires. I only had those on here for around 2,000 miles. They were fine on the highway. They just weren't doing what I wanted them to do when you get in anything that was challenging at all. I mean, they would work on this, but they were no good in gravel, no good in even a little bit of mud, and certainly I didn't try them. And oh yeah, come to think of it, I did have a little bit of snow on one of the roads I went on with them, and yeah, don't do that. The TKC-80, I was able to ride through some snow. I got some video to prove it. Would I want to do it all very often? No, absolutely not. But if you're crazy enough to want to do those things, you could do that. And I don't know about these. The rubber compound seems heavier. I suspect that's going to lead to worse traction in low temperature conditions like snow. I don't know if you know, but snow is usually cold. Oh, look, it's grouse. Anyway, that's my thought for the moment. I'm going to get back to enjoying the ride and maybe come back later or voice over some of the Sony footage or something when I get bored and I'm in the house and it's dark outside and I can't ride around. So, yep, there you go. Later on, folks.